Have you ever noticed the way your cat sleeps and thought, that's just cute, that's just normal? The truth is, your cat sleeping position can tell you a lot more than you think. Some cat sleeping positions look peaceful, even adorable, but veterinarians know that certain ways your cat sleeps can be early warning signs of something serious. And the scary part? Most cat parents see these signs every day and completely miss them. In this video, I'll show you what your cat's sleeping positions really mean, how they relate to your cat's health, and how to tell the difference between normal comfort and signs that something might be wrong. There's one position in particular that almost everyone ignores. And by the time most people notice it, it's already too late. Let's decode what your cat is trying to tell you. Chapter 1. The Architecture of Feline Sleep. To decode the language, we must first understand its grammar. And the grammar of feline sleep is written in their DNA as perfect predators, refined over millennia of evolution. The first question we must answer is, why do cats sleep so much? Polyphasic sleep, the art of being ever ready. Unlike us humans, who are monophasic sleepers, meaning one long block of rest at night, cats are polyphasic sleepers. Don't think of it as an on-off switch, but more like a computer in power-saving mode. They break up their rest into numerous naps of varying duration throughout a 24-hour period. This evolutionary adaptation is a masterpiece of efficiency. It allows them to conserve the precious energy needed for hunting, which requires short but intense bursts of power, while remaining alert enough to sense prey or danger. A cat's sleep-wake cycle, therefore, isn't a sign of laziness, but a survival strategy. The stages of sleep, from light dozing to vivid dreams. A cat's sleep is not a single state, but a continuous cycle between two phases. For about 3/4 of their sleep time, cats are in a state of light sleep, or NREM. In this phase, their body relaxes, but their senses remain semi-active. This is the classic cat nap, from which they can awaken in a split second if they hear the crinkle of a treat bag. Their ears might twitch toward a sound, their nose might wrinkle at a scent. They are on alert, even with their eyes closed. The remaining quarter of the time is dedicated to deep sleep, or REM sleep, rapid eye movement. This is where the magic happens. The brain is incredibly active, almost as if they were awake, and this is when they dream. If you see their whiskers twitching, their paws contracting as if they're running, or their eyelids fluttering, you're witnessing your cat's private cinema in real time. This phase is vital for consolidating memories, like where the food bowl is or how to open that door, and for their psychological balance. Crepuscular nature, masters of dawn and dusk. Finally, let's bust a common myth. Cats are not nocturnal animals. They are crepuscular. Their peak activity is concentrated in the twilight hours of dawn and dusk. Why? Because evolution has taught them that these are the times when their natural prey, like small rodents and birds, are most active and vulnerable. The dim light also gives them a visual advantage, thanks to their exceptional eyesight. Understanding this is key to interpreting the famous zoomies at 5 a.m. They aren't trying to annoy you, they are simply answering an ancestral call that tells them, it's time to hunt. Chapter 2. The Visual Dictionary of Sleeping Positions. Now that we understand the structure of their sleep, let's dive into the heart of a cat's body language. Each position is a postcard from their inner world, telling us about trust, comfort, temperature, and instinct. The loaf. This is perhaps one of the most iconic cat sleeping positions. The paws are neatly tucked underneath the body, the tail either wrapped around or hidden. The loaf is a position of contentment and controlled relaxation. It says, I am calm and feel safe here, but I'm ready to spring to my feet if needed. It's also a thermoregulatory posture. By reducing their exposed surface area, the cat conserves body heat. If your cat often sleeps in a loaf, it means they feel at home, while always maintaining that touch of feline regal alertness. The crescent, or the curled up. The cat curls into an almost perfect ball, with their nose nearly touching their tail. This is a deeply instinctual position. First, it maximizes body heat conservation, making it a common choice in colder months. Second, and more importantly, it protects the vital organs in the abdomen, the most vulnerable part of their body. It's a return to their origins, a defensive posture that offers the ultimate sense of security and protection. the belly up. If the crescent is the fortress, the belly up position is an unconditional surrender. When a cat sleeps on its back, with paws spread and abdomen fully exposed, it is sending the most powerful signal of trust in its entire repertoire. It is saying, I trust you and this environment so completely that I am giving up all of my natural defenses. I know that nothing bad will happen to me here. It is the greatest compliment your cat can give you, a true I love you expressed through body language. The side sleeper. This position is a happy medium between the vulnerability of the belly up and the caution of the loaf. By sleeping on their side with their legs outstretched, the cat is deeply relaxed. They don't feel the need to protect their abdomen, indicating a high level of comfort and security. It is a position that often precedes or follows REM sleep, signaling that the cat is surrendering to a long and restorative rest. The contortionist, weird and twisted positions. Legs in one direction, head in another, spine bent at a seemingly impossible angle. These weird cat sleeping positions leave us baffled, but the explanation is simple. Absolute comfort combined with extraordinary anatomy. Cats have an incredibly flexible spine with more vertebrae than humans. This allows them to assume positions that would be painful for us, but are simply comfortable for them. Don't look for a deep meaning, other than the proof that your cat is a Zen master of relaxation, completely at ease in their kingdom. The face paw. When a cat covers its face with one or both paws, the intention is often very practical. They are blocking out the light. Just as we might use a sleep mask, they use their paw to create a darker environment to encourage deeper sleep. On a more subconscious level, it can also be a do not disturb sign, a way to shut out the world and create a psychological barrier. The Sphinx. Similar to the loaf, but with the front paws stretched forward. This is the quintessential light nap. The cat is relaxed, but in a position that allows them to jump to their feet in a fraction of a second. It's the typical posture of a cat who is resting, but at the same time, supervising their territory from a windowsill or the top of a cat tree. Chapter 3. The strategic choice of sleeping spots. Just as important as the position is the spot they choose to sleep. Where cats sleep is never a random choice, but a strategic decision based on security, comfort, and emotional connection. High places, the predator's perch. Wardrobes, bookshelves, shelves, the very top of the cat tree. Cats are magnetically drawn to high places. This behavior stems from their instincts as both predators and prey. From a high vantage point, a cat can survey its territory, spot potential prey, like your feet or another pet, and simultaneously feel safe from threats at ground level. A high place is both a throne and a fortress. Boxes and enclosed spaces, the science of the den. The legendary passion a cat has for cardboard boxes has a solid scientific basis. Enclosed, tight spaces offer protection on 3 or 4 sides, drastically reducing stress and anxiety. Studies have shown that shelter cats provided with a box adapt much faster to their new environment. A box is a safe hideout, a den that insulates from chaos and allows the cat to lower its guard and relax completely. On top of you, an act of love and ownership. If your cat sleeps on you, on your chest, your lap, or curled up by your head, consider it a great honor. Of course, they are seeking warmth, but it's so much more than that. The steady rhythm of your breathing and your heartbeat has a calming effect, reminding them of their bond with their mother. Furthermore, by sleeping on you, the cat deposits its pheromones, mixing its scent with yours. In their world, this act means, you are mine, you are part of my colony, you are my safety. In sunbeams, the feline solar panels. Cats are masters of thermoregulation. Seeking a sunny spot for a nap is not just a matter of pleasure. It's an energy-saving strategy. By absorbing the sun's heat, they can maintain their ideal body temperature without having to burn calories. It's a smart and efficient way to recharge their batteries, literally. All right, we've decoded the positions and the strategic locations, and I'm really curious to know what this looks like in your home. Let me know down in the comments. What is the single weirdest or most unexpected place you've ever found your cat sleeping? Was it in a sink on top of the refrigerator or somewhere even stranger? I love reading these stories. Now, Let's turn this knowledge into action with some practical tips. Chapter 4. Tips for 5-star sleep. Now that we understand the theory, let's move on to practice. As caring owners, how can we actively improve the quality of our cat's sleep and, consequently, their overall well-being? Tip 1. The ultimate guide to the perfect cat bed. If your cat ignores its bed, it's not a snub. It's simply communicating that the bed doesn't meet its criteria. To fix this, follow these 3 steps. First, location. Place the bed in a spot your cat has already chosen as safe, like a quiet corner of the room where you spend the most time, or on a chair near a window. Second, scent. New beds have unpleasant chemical smells. Make it familiar by putting one of your old t-shirts or their favorite blanket inside. Third, positive reinforcement. Encourage exploration by leaving treats inside or spraying a little catnip. Never force them. The bed must become their own conquest. Tip 2. The evening routine for peaceful nights. To prevent your cat from waking you up at the crack of dawn, it's essential to create a routine that respects their natural cycle. The instinctive sequence is hunt, eat, groom, sleep. About an hour before you go to bed, initiate an intense play session with a wand toy or a laser, simulating a hunt. Make them exert themselves physically. Immediately after, give them their last meal of the day. This will satisfy their instinct and induce a longer, deeper sleep, syncing their schedule with yours. Tip 3. Environmental enrichment is key. A bored cat is a stressed cat, and a stressed cat sleeps poorly. A stimulating environment is the best medicine for feline insomnia. Ensure they have access to vertical scratching posts, shelves for climbing, interactive toys they can use on their own, and, if possible, a safe view of a window to watch the world go by. A physically and mentally tired cat is a cat that sleeps soundly. Chapter 5. Sleep as a mirror of health. We now arrive at the most important chapter. Sleep is not just behavior, it is a vital indicator of health. Learning to read the changes in their sleep patterns can literally save their life. Here's when to worry about your cat's sleep. Age differences. Kittens versus senior cats. Context is crucial. A kitten can sleep up to 22 hours a day, and this is perfectly normal. Its body and brain are growing at an exponential rate. A senior cat, on the other hand, will tend to sleep more, but may have a lighter, more fragmented sleep, sometimes due to joint pain or mild cognitive decline. For them, low, soft, and easily accessible beds are essential. The 5 red flags you should never ignore. Pay close attention if you notice any of these sudden changes and contact your veterinarian. Drastic change in sleep hours. If your active cat suddenly becomes lethargic and is always sleeping, it could be a sign of pain, infection, or other metabolic issues. Conversely, a cat that is usually calm and becomes restless, unable to settle down, might be suffering from hyperthyroidism or hypertension. Change in sleeping locations. If your usually social cat systematically starts sleeping in hidden, inaccessible places, like the back of a closet or under a bed, it could be a strong indicator that they are not feeling well. Sick cats instinctively seek isolation to feel protected. Constant, restless sleep. If you notice they are constantly shifting, whining, obsessively licking one part of their body, or unable to get comfortable, they might be in pain, for example from dental issues, arthritis, or urinary tract problems. Difficulty waking up or disorientation. Deep sleep is one thing, but a lethargy so profound that it's difficult to wake them is another. If, once awake, they appear confused, unsteady, or apathetic, it's a sign that requires an immediate checkup. Physical changes during sleep. Finally, listen and watch. Loud, sudden snoring, especially if they didn't do it before, could indicate an airway obstruction. Labored, fast, or open-mouthed breathing during sleep is never normal and constitutes an emergency. We've covered an incredible amount of ground, but I know you might still have some very specific questions buzzing in your head. So before we wrap up, I want to do a special lightning round. I've gathered the 10 most searched questions about cat sleep online, and I'm going to give you clear, concise answers right now. Question number 1. Do cats actually dream? Yes, absolutely. During the deep REM phase of sleep, their brain activity is very similar to when they're awake. They are most likely dreaming about their daily activities, like stalking prey, playing with a favorite toy, or interacting with you. Question number 2. How can I stop my cat from waking me up at night? The most effective method is the hunt, eat, sleep routine. Schedule an intense 15-minute play session with a wand toy right before your bedtime. Follow this immediately with their final meal of the day. This mimics their natural predatory cycle, leaving them physically tired and with a full stomach, making them much more likely to sleep through the night with you. Question number 3. Is it normal for a cat to sleep with its eyes partially open? Yes, this can be normal. Cats have a third eyelid, or nictitating membrane, which can be visible during sleep. This allows them to keep their corneas moist while still remaining partially alert to changes in light and movement. A true predator's nap. Question number 4. Why does my cat insist on sleeping on my head or face? While sleeping on you in general is a sign of affection, your head is a prime spot for 3 reasons. It's very warm, it doesn't move much during the night, and it's the strongest source of your personal scent, which they find incredibly comforting. Question number 5. Why does my cat make biscuits or knead before settling down to sleep? This is a deeply ingrained instinct from when they were kittens. They needed their mother to stimulate milk flow. As adults, they do it when they feel extremely safe, comfortable, and content. It's their way of preparing their nest and showing you they feel secure. Question number 6. My cat snores. Should I be worried? Occasional soft snoring is usually harmless, especially in flat-faced breeds like Persians. However, if the snoring is new, suddenly loud, or sounds like they are struggling to breathe, it's a definite reason to consult your veterinarian to rule out respiratory issues. Question number 7. Why do kittens sleep so much more than adult cats? A kitten's body is undergoing explosive growth. Sleep is when their brain and body do the heavy lifting of development, releasing growth hormones and consolidating everything they learn each day. Their non-stop napping is essential for them to grow into healthy adults. Question number 8. Why would a cat suddenly start sleeping in its litter box? This is almost always a significant red flag. It often points to a medical issue, like a urinary tract infection, where they feel a constant urge to go and stay close for comfort. It can also be a sign of extreme stress. If you see this, a vet visit is highly recommended. Question number 9. Is it okay to pet my cat while it's sleeping? It depends on the cat. Most will tolerate a very gentle, slow stroke without waking. However, you should avoid startling them from a deep sleep, as it can be frightening. If they twitch their ear or tail in annoyance, it's best to let them be. Question number 10. How long is one full cat sleep cycle? While they sleep for many hours, a single complete cycle, going from light and REM sleep into deep REM sleep and back out again, is quite short, typically lasting between 20 to 30 minutes. This cycle repeats over and over during a long nap. Now you understand what your cat's sleeping positions, routines, and habits are really telling you. You know how they feel and why they behave the way they do around you. But there's one question almost no one asks. When your cat watches you silently, when they follow you without asking for anything, when they seem to ignore you on purpose, what are they actually thinking about you in those moments? Because there's a truth that completely changes how you interpret every single one of their behaviors. And once you understand it, you'll never look at your cat the same way again. In the next video, I explain what your cat truly believes you are, and why in their mind you are far more important than you think.